Welcome to the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. Alright, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? It's ready to start? Yeah, we're getting started. One of these is the rings that I want. Just getting some stuff set up here. And it's alive. It's alive! Yeah. How you doing, Rick? What's going on? Oh, let's switch over to the work camera. Let's see here. So I got one table almost cleaned off. If you haven't been around much, there are 3 tables next to me. A leather table, a supply live stream from your phone. You know the issue now, but didn't have time to fix it. Oh. What was the problem? Because I run into audio issues all the time. Because I don't know what I'm doing. It's fun. You're back in the main chainmail group again? Alright. That's good to hear. Glad to hear that issue was resolved swiftly. Yeah, so I have a battle axe that needs a scabbard, a sheath, I don't know what to call it, leather around it. And then I'm gonna make a plaque to mount it to. So that's gonna be a while before that's done. I'm not even gonna start that leather project for a while. Yeah, I got a little bit of work done on the yellow today. Seeing as how I'm self-employed now, I get to do whatever I want basically, and I'm cleaning stuff up and finishing up a couple of smaller projects that I just wanted to get out of the way, and I really didn't get done doing that until later in the afternoon, shortly before I had to pick up my kid. So I was just like, alright, you know what, screw it, I've worked all morning, let's listen to a podcast and I'll just sit here and weave some rings while I'm waiting for my kid to get out of school. I thought I had gotten my rings in the mail from TRL, the ones that I'm testing. 3 cams and a mic using USB. If you try to have more than one of those devices per dual USB on the motherboard, it craps out and have to go through hoops to get it back again. Normally 15-20 minute ordeal. Ugh. Need to add another PCI USB card to the system. I've got 2 USB extenders on my laptop. I've only got 2 cameras plugged in and a microphone. So you were trying to get up a 5th port for the roaming cam and it keeps crapping out in the audio. Yep. I've been fortunate in that all this stuff has worked when I just plugged it in and went with it, you know? Because I couldn't hunt down an audio issue to save my life, really. 90% of the time, it's a setting in the software that I have to Google to figure out what the problem is. And that takes forever. Or I have my microphone turned off. I do that a lot too. But my microphone is hotkeyed now, so... You're trying to get up a fifth port? Yeah, okay. Alright. I did get, if you were on last night's stream and you saw the pockets for the vest that I needed to finish up, I did get those done. I'll try to remember to grab the vest and bring it over here before I end stream tonight, but the vest is all done. Only took me 10 years, right? I love the way it looks. I think it turned out great. It's very functional, and now I have pockets, so I'm very happy about that. And I didn't go through the lining on the inside of the vest either. So I got all that done. And then, now that I have all that stuff cleaned up, the bulk of the projects laid out are... Some of it we can do on stream. And then some of it requires some leather work. And I got my leather table pretty much all cleared off, ready to go. Got a little leather practice in with these armrests here. Right? I did the leather tops for those. And then that flask that I did. So I am ready to do some more leather work. Hey Barb, how you doing? I need... I should probably go get another half shoulder. This half shoulder that I've worked with is... I've been working through it piece by piece for... 20 years or so. I don't do a lot of leather work typically. But now that my leather table is cleared off, I think I would just like to get better at it in general. So in the future, I'm probably going to grab one more of the camera that I'm pointing to right now. One of those. And then another webcam to switch back and forth, you know, from. So that way I can work here and I can work at this table next to me without having to shuffle tools back and forth and everything. But that is much further on down the road. So yesterday, me and my kid put together a die-cast Batmobile model. You know, a couple of screws, a couple of plastic pieces. He and I had we had a lot of fun putting it together. And then I subscribed to this woodworking kit of the month club type deal. So for 27 bucks a month, I get sent a bunch of pre-made pieces, and there's a hammer that he got today. He got a helicopter, and he got all the paint and decals for the helicopter, and a hammer, and all the tools to make this little helicopter kit. And so we're going to do that this weekend. And I will get one a month for a while so that he and I can put those together. I made him keep the screwdriver from the Batmobile die-cast model, and he's got a screwdriver and a hammer now, and now he needs a toolbox. Alright, well, we can figure that out. My dad got me my first toolbox. I still have it. So that'll be fun. That's a fun thing to do. Then I was told that I get to make planter beds tonight. We had bunk beds in Colton's room, and super cool daddy kiddo time. Yeah, I hope so. Should be fun. That's cool. He's probably really enjoying that time with you. I hope so. Wish I'd have found it sooner, because he's kind of been stuck inside this whole pandemic. There's no kids his age in the neighborhood, so he hangs out with his friends on video games. And then we try to do stuff on the weekends. But I've got these two bunk beds. It's one bunk bed. It's a bed with a bunk bed above it that I took out of my son's room. I'm going to use those and put some brackets on them and cut them down to size. Put something on the bottom to hold dirt and turn those into planter beds. So I'll probably do that next month. I was just going to throw them away. But apparently my trash is also my treasure, so I get to upcycle some bunk beds into planter beds. Oh, I mentioned that I thought I'd gotten my rings from the Ring Lord. I'm waiting on an order from him. No idea when it's going to come. Hopefully the sooner the better. I can size the rings, make sure that they'll work for this inlay, because if they don't, I'm going to have big problems. And but it ended up being a necklace. Renee had a necklace with my son's birthstone as a pendant, and part of it had broken. So I sent it off to be repaired, and it looks like they sent back a whole new necklace. So, like, I didn't buy a warranty for the necklace. Pretty cool. I'm gonna give them a call and figure out, make sure I don't owe them any money or anything, because since they couldn't have fixed the chain to begin with, I would have bought a new chain from them anyway. So, who knows, they might surprise me and be like, yeah, we couldn't fix your necklace, so we gave you a new one. I'll get that sorted out tomorrow. I've got to go to the post office tomorrow too. Have to go to the post office. Got to remember to go to the post office. The reason for me to go to the post office is on the table, and I look at it every day, and every day I look at it and I go, I need to go to the post office. So hopefully tomorrow I make it to the post office. Try not to put that off any longer. And then tomorrow, no, Friday. Friday I've got my hearing test. Go see if I can hear stuff. Oh. That'll be the last test that I know of, or the last appointment that I know of, before there's a 3-month time limit that the VA has from when you input your claim until they have to finish processing it, and that ends here towards the end of this month. And now that I'm unemployed, or now that I'm self-employed, I really would like to know what my VA rating is. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I've got to go on the unemployment website and read their handbook and figure out all the little steps I have to do to go and look for jobs or whatever, or how often. We'll see what happens there. But I've got this block of time, about 6 hours a day, after I drop my kid off, come home, and then until I gotta go get him, to work on my businesses, and then hopefully get to a point where I don't go back to work. I just work for myself. Hopefully, that's my goal. Oh. In the meantime, I'm just going to be getting a ton of stuff done around here, so that's been nice. What about everyone else? What has everyone else been up to? How's your guys' day? Anything exciting? This is gonna look really weird if those black rings don't fit. It's always interesting when I have moments of silence where I can't think of anything to say. Hey Peg, how you doing? Because I'll sit here and I'll think about, like 10 different things, and none of them, I don't know. Maybe I should just ramble about stuff, and that'll help help break up the silences. And I think I've been doing well since I started this, right? It's not too difficult to be on camera, interacting with the comment section, and weaving chainmail all at the same time. And so I try to avoid running out of things to say, but happens. Nothing exciting, so ended up being another laser day today for the most part. I need to talk to you about lasers. Little chainmail, we're putting up that to spend the next few days on the inlay. Nice. Yeah. let's have a chat about razors. You've banned yourself from the prop room. Need to give the shoulder a break. You think you strained something? Oh, got some scales from Rick. Sweet. Scales. That's a project I have laying over there. I have like the TRL scale shirt kit from way back in the day. And then I have this massive amount of small scales that they did that were like stainless steel heated with a torch. So they're all different colors. They've gotten a bit rusty over the years, so I think I'm just gonna throw them all in a tumbler and clean them up. I should do that tomorrow or tonight after I'm off stream. You know, the color, it's kind of a rose pink color. Here. Alright, so that's the part of the scale shirt kits. Right? They're, you know, they're a little worn, but they're old. Right? Nothing too terrible. And here are the, I don't know what these are. There's this TRL small scales that I've got a lot of them, and these ones that I've connected, they're fine, but the ones in the container that I have are all, what do you call it? They're all a bit rusty. So I might throw them all in the tumbler and see what happens. And these are all scratched up, and maybe a tumbler will polish them up, just like you, worn and old. Just seen the email, get it on Friday, and out to you by Saturday. Does that show up? That shows up okay. Yeah, they're kind of this bronzy, brassy, purpley color. So I think that what irritated me about this project, I think it was these small rings, right? These split rings that they have. I could never get them. I could open them up and then they'd stay open. I couldn't really get them closed back up very well. And it's just rough on this side, you know? So, I don't know, maybe I'll get a gamison and wear something made from this over that. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'm getting old and worn too. I've got this weird twinge in my right shoulder that every time I reach back for something, like to shut a door, it twinges. I don't know. It's not like I haven't been doing any exercising lately, so it's not like I injured myself, and this has been going on for long before I started exercising this year. So I don't know what the deal is. But yeah. So at some point, I will be busting out the scales. And we'll work on some of those on stream. I really should clean them up first. And I've got 2 other projects sitting right next to me that also need love and attention. I was looking at, I started making that coif. Then we had to order rings, because we ran out of rings, and the rings didn't match, and so I had to start the coif all over. So I was looking for a skull on that I could put on my bar that I have down here, so that, you know, something to hold the coif. And I found these wall-mounted skulls. They had one that was Kratos from the video game God of War, and they advertised them as helmet or hat holders, hat wall mounts. This is cool. And then they had one that was like silver. It's a silver skull. It's pretty cool looking. Pulled a muscle on your foot a couple days ago. Just standing. How'd you hurt yourself? Oh, existing. Yeah. So I might get a wall-mounted skull to hang my koi from. If I can, I'm just gonna keep it in my inbox for right now. But things should be properly displayed, right? Like, I've got my shirts on stands now, and I've got one more shirt project over there. I don't know if it's going to stay a shirt project. I've got to order a batch of test rings from TRL, and if the rings are the same size, I will move forward with that project. But that's another project that's 100 years old that I need to finish or turn it into something else, and I don't know what that other thing would be. But I would love for it to be a shirt and for it to work out. I don't really want to take it apart and turn it into something else. But since that's what I've been doing on 90% of these projects here, is taking half of them apart first before I finish them. You know, seems to be a running theme on this stream. Those are the worst. The body just says, that's it, I've had about enough. You're usually like, what did I do when that happens? The worst was when I pulled all kinds of muscles in your back by putting your feet up on a footstool. How'd you do that? No, I looked at it wrong. Yep. So yeah, two scale projects, a shirt project, and then a bunch of smaller random stuff. There is a I have a Sporan cantle over there. Heck, let me grab that real quick. And actually, I'll tell you a story. Let me grab two things and I will tell you a story. Alright, hang on just a second. I will be right back. So, I got this Sporan cantle off some website years ago, right? And I don't know, you can't really see it in this picture, but there's this layer that's kind of coming off back here on just the one side, right? I don't know what it got into. Maybe it just needs to be cleaned up. I don't know, right? If you can see it on the edge, there's like a lacquer layer. Okay, and this is gonna be like nickel plated something or other. So I'm not too, like, it's cool. I can make something from it. But it wasn't that expensive. And what I did, okay, so I took this and I made a sporran, a chainmail sporran out of it. And this was the material I used, right? This is the weave that I used. It's now been repurposed into this growler cover, right? But it's 16 gauge 5/16, 18 gauge 1/4 inch, and 18 gauge 3/16 square wire, Japanese 12 and 2 with surrounded by Byzantine, right? Or hexagon, Byzantine hexagon filled with Japanese 12 and 2. Okay? This is heavy. It's ridiculously heavy. And I got the sporran all fit, and I had some leather. I had some, to make it a functional piece that I was going for. And I put it on, and I promptly smacked myself in the goods with it hard enough to realize that I probably shouldn't make a stainless steel sporran. Or sporran? Skein dub. I don't know. Anyway. That looks awesome. Thank you. I think it's awesome. I need to fill it up with beer. Except I'm on. It's been 2 months since I've had anything to drink. Right? So I won't be filling it up anytime soon. My goal is to go the year, and I've been just incredibly productive. Right? I don't know if I'm going to be drinking anytime soon. We'll see. I don't have anything against it, but I enjoyed it a little bit too much, so it may just be a display piece for the rest of its life. We'll see. Or if somebody pays me enough money, I might sell it to them. You don't even have the goods and you're cringing? Yeah, I smacked myself pretty good. I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I did a good job. And, no, I did not. That is when I decided to make a anodized aluminum sporran. Booze is overrated. Fill that bad boy up with iced tea. Nice. Yeah, fill it up with something, you know? I suppose that is a fair point. I can fill it up with whatever I want, right? But yeah. So, and then I have all this leather over here that I can also make a leather sporran. And I went looking for another cantle. Back when I started that project years and years and years ago, okay? This has been an interesting development, right? Like back, I don't know, 20 years ago? That long? No. 15, 16 years ago, okay? There wasn't a lot of, like, nerdy stuff, okay? Like, you had to go to a comic book store to find it. Or a specialty shop. There wasn't a lot of, you know, everything was football and baseball and sports and mainstream stuff. And, you know, there wasn't anything that I was interested in ever, you know, readily available for purchase. So when I looked for that cantle, I looked and I looked hard. And I found one website that could ship it to me from the UK. Maybe it was Scotland. I don't know. And it was this, you know, it's this nickel-plated something or other, mystery metal stuff. So I was like, okay, you know, that's as good as it gets, I guess. And I settled, and I didn't look into getting another cantle again until just recently, when I started organizing stuff, and I went and I looked on Etsy for a cantle, and there were several dozen different cantles readily available on multiple stores. It's like, oh, that's super cool. It's nice to see. Like, anytime I go looking for something anymore, I can find someone that sells it. And I don't know if that's just the internet getting older, more people realizing that there are other people out there like them who would appreciate stuff like this. I don't know. Maybe I just never found the right websites back when I was looking. Which is entirely possible. You're with Peg, booze is overrated? Booze is overrated. Let's do hardcore drugs. Nope, I get it. I mean, look. I drank for enough years, you know. I wasted enough time. Like, now I've got all this stuff piled up that I could have been working on for had I had my motivation. I was in the military. The culture in the military is very booze heavy, and I continued that habit long after I was out. So and I put on a bunch of weight. I was fat. I was unathletic. I didn't want to do anything because I was too tired. I was finally just like, I've had enough. Time to take a break for a while. So, it's helped. I'm more consistent with my stream this year. I've been pretty good about doing 5 nights a week. And now, a ton of improvements have been made. And a ton of projects are on their way to completion, so yeah, it's just better for me. And considering that, I don't have a source of income at the moment, it's better for my wallet. The weird thing is, though, I never really got hungover. It was just kind of a constant state of being tired. Hence the, lack of motivation and not being athletic, not wanting to exercise. But I still wake up and I feel pretty much the same. I just think I'm just getting really bad sleep. So I'd go get a sleep study, but I just lost my insurance, so it was my fault because I knew that I needed a sleep study, and then I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and I didn't think in November that I wasn't thinking about my sleep in November when the CMS mandates first started coming down, and then I thought I was good. And then the Supreme Court ruled differently than what I thought they would. And so I should have gone and gotten it done, but I didn't. You haven't had any in 6 years now. Even before that wasn't much. Probably drank more before you were old enough to drink than you had in the last 29 years of being old enough. Nice. Yep. Excuse me. But, you know, I mean, other than crappy sleep, I do generally feel better. And I have lost some weight, not a lot. So, and I am getting a lot more stuff done. Sleep studies aren't that bad, just a pain to have all the sensors stuck all over. You've been on a CPAP for over a decade. Yeah, it's just, like, I had a doctor. He gave me the consult. I was supposed to go and do it. But I was like, oh, I've got too many medical bills already that I need to pay off. I'll just not do it until I can afford it. So actually, I wonder. I'll have to call my company and figure out when. I could probably get it done. I should call my company, figure out when, or call my insurance company, figure out when my insurance ends, right? Let's see if I can scramble and get that done. I got my list of stuff that I need to do. It keeps getting longer. At home. And I did that, and they said, yeah, okay, you tested positive enough that, you know, we need to do a full-on sleep study. So, but I think that was years ago, and I'm probably going to have to do that part over. So if I can only get that part done, it may not be worth it, but I did call and get my prescriptions extended. Oh, you know what? What am I worried about? Right? Because I'm gonna have a primary provider from the VA here pretty soon. I'll have to pay out of pocket for it, but I'll at least have a physician I can go to. I'm still gonna see if I can scramble and get this done. But worst case scenario, I just need to remember to do it. And then say screw it and just chalk up all the medical bills I can and, you know, go bankrupt if necessary. Because the medical system's a system built on scamming people out of their hard-earned money. Have had 3 sleep studies. You hated them. First one was baseline. Second time was to test out sleeping with a machine, but the computer lost your results, so I had to go back for a third. Oh, God. Only hated it because they keep waking you to have you sleep on your back. You can't sleep on your back. Never have been able to. Huh. Oh. Yeah. I sleep on my side anymore. I used to sleep on my back. That used to be the only way I could sleep. But no, I've moved to the side now, but I end up on my back. Let me rephrase that. I end up sleeping on my back. And so I don't know how much quality sleep I'm getting. But yeah, I wake up and I'm just exhausted, right? And I can make it to lunch. And then once I eat, I get super tired and I gotta take like a 20-minute cat nap. And I'll kind of zonk in and out while I'm sleeping, taking that cat nap. And then after 20-25 minutes, right? I wake up and I'm a brand new person. So I don't know what all that is, but I want to wake up in the morning a brand new person. I don't want to wait until lunchtime. It's really weird. I'll wake up, I'll have my cup of coffee, several cups of coffee, and I'm just like, I'm just not awake, you know? All right, Barb, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. And I'm impatient, I'm irritable, and it's like I've been up drinking all night, you know? And since it's not that, you know, I think I'm just getting bad sleep. So I'll call my doctor and schedule an appointment and see if my consult is still good. See if the sleep study people have a slot that is available before my insurance craps out. So we'll see what happens. So I get to build a helicopter with my kid this weekend, and then I don't have much else planned. My appointment for my hearing's an hour and a half away, so then hopefully I'm hoping that'll be the last appointment I have to go to. So I'm going to comb my medical record again, see if I need to put in a claim for anything else. Then I'll get my primary physician assigned at the VA, who I'll be able to go see. And I guess I'll go from there. It'll be nice, right? Hopefully, I've switched jobs multiple times. Just being a nurse, that happens, right? Company gets bought out, nurses, managers change, right? Work environments go from good to bad to ugly real fast, and so you just got to kind of be fluid going from one job to the next. So I've had multiple insurances. Most of them I was able to continue to go to the same doctor until this last job that I had. Cats might not be able to read a clock, but they have an amazing internal clock. Every night, 9:30 starts to bug you. All right, Rick, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I need to talk to you about lasers. It's not important. It's not anytime soon. It's just you're a guy with a laser. I want your opinion, your input. Yeah, so I was able to keep my doctor through most of my jobs. But this last one, I had to change doctors, and he was, 40 minutes away. So now the VA is, I don't know, they're a bit farther than my current doctor, but I will have a primary doctor at the VA, so I won't need to go see anybody else. So that'll be nice. I hate switching doctors. It's annoying. Fortunately, I had two really good doctors these last two times. So it's always annoying to leave someone who you've built up a relationship with. Because I don't know about you guys, but I tell my doctors everything that's going on with me. I'm just overly honest with them. You know, because that's the guy that's got to keep me alive. Like, do you exercise? Nope, I lead a relatively sedentary lifestyle that keeps me in a chair staring at a computer most every day. Do you think about exercising? Nope, not at all. I do now, but I should go back to that soon. I gotta figure out a way to work it into my schedule, right? Because I can get up and exercise, but who wants to do that first thing in the morning? It sounds awful. I mean, I'm sure it's a great way to wake up, but I remember when I was in the military doing PT in the mornings, you physical training. God, first thing in the morning. Yeah, you were awake afterwards, but I did not have the energy or motivation. Like, I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my mornings. It's one of my favorite times of the day. I don't want to sweat. But that would probably be best if I got up and worked out. Took my kid to school, and then came back and got to work. Where are you going? Nowhere. Almost done with this curve here. I've got the music on Surprise Me, and I turned, apparently I only had it on instrumental music. So I'm not the world's biggest rap fan. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever heard, but I don't typically listen to it as a general way I exist. It just doesn't come up that I'm gonna listen to it, you know. I couldn't tell you the name of a rap artist or a hip hop artist because I barely know the names of my favorite artists and or bands. Like, there are songs that I recognize that I know. And sometimes I will even know who performed the song, who wrote it, you know, who plays it. But usually no. Like, unless it's Metallica or Jack White, I've got no clue. That's gonna be black. Okay, I can leave that alone. Alright, what are we looking at here? How's that looking? Yeah, we really need that black. But that's not terrible. You know? At 9:52. I'm really gonna enjoy getting this piece updated to where I need it to be. You know, all the gold switched out, everything outlined, so that I can continue working on the rest of the piece. Because taking rings out and putting them back in, regardless of the color, it's worth it. It's gonna look a lot better in the end, but man, it's just demotivating. Come on. And then, let's see here. I've got some loose rings that I need to figure out what to do with. I've got the scale shirts, the 2 scale shirts and the 1 chainmail shirt that they're all still projects that need a lot of work, right? But there's not a lot of loose rings, and those were the only 3 major projects I already have after this inlay. So once I'm done with those, get a bunch of little projects done in between them. That will really put me on my way to being caught up with all the projects that are laying around down here. And that will make me feel a lot better. There is some stuff I want to try. Try my hand at different ring manufacturers and get some kits and build out those. I think it'll be a lot of fun. You know, not necessarily have to rely on myself to come up with an idea of what I want to make. Just, you know, utilize other people's talents and make some cool stuff. Maybe learn some new techniques along the way. I think that'll be a fun thing to stream. So I tried to learn Moorish rows while streaming the other day. That was a mistake. It was not. That did not go well. So we'll see how I can fumble around following someone's instructions from a kit. Maybe I'll make a duck. Peg, do you have tutorials for ducks? I think you're still on here. Maybe not. You have the duck tutorial in your Etsy? Do you have a kit for it, or is it just a tutorial and I gotta order the rings myself? Either way is fine. I'm just curious. You can put together a kit for me? Interesting. Okay. When I am ready to do that, I will let you know. And maybe that's how I should do it. I should assemble the kit on stream with Peg here so she can help me along as I stumble through. That'd be perfect. Once you start, you'll get addicted to the cuteness. I would not mind having a chainmail duck army, you know, down here.
It's not exactly clear whether they even truly exist or could be shown to in the physical universe. If they do,
wouldn't mind that at all. You've got an army of your own, I'm sure. I have a fortress of bottle wraps down here that I've done. You know, container wraps, coffee cups, steins, wine bottles. a number of those. I just thought they were a lot of fun. You know, it's a medium-sized project that goes fairly quickly, and you can do all different kinds of bottle wraps, so I just kept making them. Then I have a bunch of chainmail belts. Kept making those too. They're not very ideal, but they are cool.
If one day physics finds a use for them.
And wallet chains. I made a lot of wallet chains. Sold all those.
That's great too.
I need to get to a point where I'm doing kits on stream and making chainmail for sale, as well as running my websites and conducting interviews. That's what I need to be doing. It's hard to cram into 6 hours a day. So I've actually got to take some time this week to do a little house cleaning. One day, we'll get there. We'll get it all figured out. So if I can't figure out a way to get the chainmail shirt I started, if I can't figure out a way to finish that, that might all become wallet chains. Alrighty. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright. Let's have a look here. That's looking like a pretty good start to getting all that gold replaced. I'm happy with how it's coming along. I actually saw, so this bar had a shirt with this on it. And I have that shirt upstairs in my closet, actually. I don't think it fits anymore, but maybe if I contact the owners of this bar and send them a picture of this, they'll be like, oh, you need another shirt that fits, and I'll get another shirt for free. Maybe. Alrighty. Well, guys, it's getting to be about that time. We do have a lot of projects in the works. We'll probably work on some more of those later. But I'm happy with progress. You know? I think all this stuff's getting done. And doing it the right way. how I should have done it in the first place. Alright. Alright. If any of you have good ideas for stream content or project ideas, please let me know so that I can claim them as my own. I'm going to continue to keep working on projects as much as I can, and try and get everything on the website sorted out and all that fun stuff. Just a little bit at a time, a little bit day by day. So it is a little after 10, and we hit a good stopping point. All right. I do appreciate you all being here. Thanks so much for hanging out and all your engagement. You guys all have, after you check out MailleWerX.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs, you guys all have a wonderful evening. All right. I'll be back on tomorrow night. So I've just been taking every day and just kind of focusing on, like, today was focusing on little projects and getting them out of the way. Yesterday was like paperwork that I had to deal with, you know, that didn't have anything related to do down here. I'm almost done cleaning up down here. Gotta figure out where I was going with this. Oh, but at some point I will, you know, get more designs done and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you all. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 9. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.